Here we go.
And marker. Hi, I'm Big Mike.
I'm Justin Fergy Ferguson.
And this is Mergy Movies.
We is Mergy.
We is Mergy, and we're
just
not going to talk about... Yeah, we just verbed that. We Mergied that shit. No, and this time we're not going to talk about movies that were in 2017 the whole time. So, just that. We had a lot to talk about. There's a break. Why are you yelling at us?
Don't yell.
It hurts.
It hurts,
here.
it hurts my feelings.
Yeah, right here.
Don't have such soft fucking feelings.
Speaking of feelings... We like Disney movies and Pixar movies, and we talk about them a lot. I mean, we probably could have went on a rant for like 30 minutes just about Coco. And actually about Star Wars, because technically Star Wars...
Oh, and Marvel.
And Marvel.
That's all fucking Disney.
Marvel,
Fuck
Disney,
that.
Batman porn. That's all we talk about.
Fucking mouse. That's the evil empire now.
It is, really. They own everything. Because don't they own the Alien franchise now?
Yeah, they do.
And Predator?
Hey, here's the thing.
Mickey versus fucking...
The alien queen is now a Disney princess.
That's fucked up. Are they gonna have like the coronation like they have every year, where they like when a new princess comes, they
have like they have
fucking his ugly ass,
and then all of a sudden,
it's like Jesus. Yeah, really. Like, how's that gonna work now? Like that's fucked up. Well, who else is it? Who else did they say is technically a Disney princess? It was like Tim Curry or something fucked up like that. I can't remember.
Dr. Frankenfurter.
Yes. That's.
Because
Anyway.
Fox owns the right to the Rocky Horror Picture
Oh my
Show.
god, man! Disney got real weird. It's like, oh, over here we have Toy Story Land, and over here we have a transsexual Transylvania.
Transsexual and giant alien bug things.
It's like, I don't know what's going on in this park anymore. Like, you look over here, there's fucking Iron Man taking pictures. Next over there, there's an alien hopping from building to building. And then there's a whole land with transvestite people. It's like, what is going on? Disney is spinning in his grave right now. Like, he's on fire. Oh my god. Anywho, that's messed up. So, we're going to talk about not our necessarily, like, although these are popular movies, these aren't like the top tier, like Frozen, or I'm not saying like Frozen's great. I'm just saying like
in terms of its popularity.
Like Moana's kind of popular right now. Coco is actually not as popular as I would like it to be, but it is. It's up
I would
there.
say it's a better film than those other two.
Definitely. You know those movies, right? Like Toy Story and all those. Like they obviously get higher. They're higher in popularity than other ones. What we're going to talk about today is Disney movies and Pixar movies that are underrated. Ones that they should get more credit, and we should be appreciating them more, and they should be more popular. So, and rise from the cult classic stage to a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Which they will over time, because I mean, our generation grew up on a lot of these movies that we're about to mention, and you know, eventually they're going to become like absolute classics as time goes on. So. Actually, one of the most underrated Disney movies, I think, that doesn't get enough praise, is Hercules.
Hercules is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a really fun movie. Like me and Fergy would watch that movie several times at my place or whatever. Just laugh our asses off and shit.
The cast is great.
Oh, perfect cast.
Frickin' James Woods and Danny DeVito and the two leads. I don't know who play the two leads, but Meg and Herc.
They're fairly
unknown.
Unknown-ish. Like, I should have looked that up.
But Phil played by. That's what you really do with that.
Phil
Atreides played by Danny DeVito is fucking hilarious.
Yes.
And Rip Torn as Zeus.
Oh yeah, right. That is a messed up cast. Like if you put them in a movie, we should see one of those cast. I mean,
a table read.
Like a table read. That would have been awesome to see, man. Yeah. No, it's let's see. Let's look it up. Tate Donovan and Susan Hagen.
Yeah, I don't know who these people are, but
yeah, that guy looks familiar though. Wherever he's in Argo. He plays Bob Anders.
I don't remember the people's names, but often.
No, I know. Like that's who played her.
Okay.
But yeah, exactly. But it's funny too because this never clicked for me too. Like Aladdin, the guy who plays Aladdin is Steve from fucking Full House. Like I totally didn't know that.
I didn't realize that
until
I watched Fuller House.
Yeah.
I watched Fuller House and he showed up and I'm like, that voice sounds
like
familiar. And then I went back and I was watching a Robin Williams thing and they showed some of the recording sessions.
Yeah. With
him and Robin Williams talking together doing recording sessions and he's like, I could not keep a straight face.
Don't blame him.
You know, it's like the whole "how do I look" scene, and the Robin Williams improvised the scene, and he fell off his chair laughing. He's like, "How do I look? Like a vampire on a day pass."
Like seriously, oh man, I can't. Okay, we can't talk too much about Aladdin because Aladdin's still really popular, but God, that's just one of the best movies ever. Here's another one for the Hercules movie, Bobcat Goldthwait. That's a fucking
Bobcat Goldthwait. That's another fucking
panic. And Matt Frewer sounds familiar too. Matt Frewer played Panic. Fuck, he played Moloch in Watchmen.
Yeah.
Fucking tons of roles, man. Like he was Big Russ and Honey I Shrunk the Kids, and he's in a lot of shows, man. Fuck, I did not
Him
know.
and Bobcat.
Yeah, wow. I want to see a cast reunite of this fucking thing, because wow. Yeah. Anyway, Hercules, it's more funny than anything. It actually deals with death very darkly in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else can I say? It's just just a lot of adult humor in there too. Like nothing kids would necessarily get now. Like you laugh about when you're a kid, but you don't really know what it is, right?
Okay. Yeah. No. It's great.
Yeah, it's a good show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Hercules, man. Like they're even like little subtle stupid things like when it's like this big epic scene. All these creatures are rising. It's like all the monsters Hades is bringing back, and they're like, "Kill Zeus!" and they're running. It's like, and then all of a sudden, what's his name? Hades. He goes, "Guys, Mona lips is that way." Zeus! He turned that way, like shit like that, eh? Like just little subtle things.
Think of some other ones.
Let's see. I'm gonna look up this list that I found, but
two that pop into my head.
Yes.
One that I watched a lot as a kid that was really, I think, is Oliver and Company.
Yeah, you see, that's one of the ones I didn't really watch as much, and I think I'm gonna go. Actually, what I want to do is I actually want to go back and I want to watch all the animated films again, because like the original Snow White is so goddamn dark, and then like Pinocchio is let's not even talk about Pinocchio, but it's just like I want to go back and I want to rewatch all of Disney's like animated features again, and that's one of the ones that I've missed. Because it's based on Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist, but it's about he's a kitten instead of a little boy. The music is really good in it,
right? Yeah,
because Billy Joel plays the Artful Dodger.
Yes, right.
He plays the
I
Dodger.
forgot about that.
And yeah, that's a pretty good one. But the one that sort of has a personal connection for me, because it kind of has a family connection for me, is the Aristocats.
Right. See, that's another one that I didn't really watch as much, but I know it's again like same thing with Oliver Company, one of the ones I want to revisit. Yeah.
But for me, Michelle and I call it like she's my Duchess and I'm her Thomas O'Malley, because I'm scruffy and kind of, but I took on the pretty lady with the little kittens following.
There you go. Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely fits in with your guys' thing. Some people are. Have you ever seen Meet the Robinsons?
No, my kids have watched it, but
yeah, I hear it's one of the most emotionally powerful moments, and it has one of the most emotionally powerful moments in Disney history. We have to go back and watch that. I've never watched that. I've seen clips, but I've never watched it. Hercules is on the list. This is a list I pulled. Sorry, I should give credit where credit's due. It's on E! News by Jenna Mullins, the 22 most underrated Disney movies of all time. Hercules, Great Mouse Detective.
That's enough.
1986, man.
I didn't realize that was old. That's like the year we were born.
Yeah, exactly. Sherlock, but animated. It's starring adorable mice. Sold is what she wrote here. Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
That one is really underrated. I actually didn't mind Atlantis.
I'm gonna have to watch that again because I haven't seen.
Michael J. Fox.
J. Fox. That's
Leonard Nimoy.
Yes, Leonard Nimoy. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna have to watch that again. Emperor's New Groove, I don't think I've watched a lot, but people always quote it all the time and shit. So.
It's Emperor's New Groove is one that was. The cast was great in that movie. They worked so well together because you have fucking John Goodman,
yeah,
David Spade,
yeah,
Pat Warburton,
yeah, Patrick Warburton, yeah, fucking
and
love
then
that guy.
The one who played Yzma, who played Catwoman and the Black Catwoman from the '60s Batman.
Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt.
Yeah, that's a fucked up cast. Cast photo of that would be awesome too. I want to mention Iron Will because it says it on here, but that's a Kevin Spacey movie, so we're gonna skip that. No, this movie actually, I was surprised that I'd like it more than I thought. Is The Princess and the Frog?
Yeah.
It's not as good, and it's not like in my top like 5 underrated, but it's interesting. Like I like the music, I like the scenery. It was Disney's last attempt to make a hand-drawn one, like popular again, which it did successfully. It did great, but it didn't do as good as like the Pixar ones did.
Yeah.
James and the Giant Peach, interesting show.
Yeah.
Animation again, great. I watched the short after watching Kubo and the Two Strings, which is fan-fucking-tastic. How the animation is done and all that shit, it's just phenomenal. Like, if you have a moment, try to find it. It's like just animation. It's like a short on YouTube. It's like an animation discussion, what they do, what all the work goes into stop motion animation, like things with like Nightmare Before Christmas and all that stuff. Just it's hard doing that shit.
Oh,
man.
I know. That's one of my favorite styles of animation, but it's so time consuming
Yeah,
and so much work involved in it.
Yeah.
But when it's done right,
It looks gorgeous.
it's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
A good show, but like we just recently actually watched that again quite recently. Candace loves it, but one thing, and I mean this shouldn't be a complaint because it's Hunchback of Notre Dame. All the music's too opera.
It's a French melodrama and he's complaining about the opera.
I know, I'm sorry. But it's just, that's what it is, right? It's. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not one of my faves, right?
Yeah.
So, Big Hero 6 is actually on the list. It's a very recent one. It was good. It wasn't like...
I like
top.
Baymax.
Yes.
I like the redesign of him. I think he's more interesting
Yes.
as the puffy medical robot thing that he is.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Tarzan is on
Tarzan
the list.
is actually... I liked Tarzan.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch that again. I haven't seen that in a very long time.
It's another one of those really, for one of the more modern Disney movies was Tarzan. It had one of the most gruesome fucking deaths.
Yeah, fucking, what's his name?
The hunter got hung in the fucking vines. It was like, and it just, and you saw his silhouette hanging there.
That's
Like,
dark.
it's like,
What happened?
it's a fucking kid's movie.
Don't look. No, it's like, yeah, like, holy shit, yeah, I remember that too. I was like, oh god, he's dead. Anyway, Robin Hood. I actually watched Robin Hood a lot when I was a kid.
Robin Hood is really one of those, I would say, yeah, it's underrated.
Yeah, I'd say definitely. I haven't seen it in like 100 years though, so I should go back and watch it.
It's a lot of that was sort of during the dark era of Disney where they rehashed a lot of animation. Like you see a lot of scenes in there where they just change the characters out, but they're doing the same shit as some other characters in other movies.
Yeah, because they had some problems there. Fox and the Hound.
That's a beautiful movie.
That's a beautiful show. A lot of people like A Bug's Life, but I'm a man with Bug's Life.
Another Kevin Spacey movie.
Oh yeah. Let's move on. It wasn't bad. It's just it's okay. Pocahontas, I was never huge.
I wasn't a huge. There's some songs in there, like Savages.
Yeah,
that's a fucking look. You have Savages. You have fucking Mel Gibson.
Let's just throw in Bill Cosby and Kevin Spacey or something. Yeah, Jesus.
One really underrated actor who is in a lot of Disney movies. He doesn't get the credit. Talking about underrated, he doesn't get the credit he deserves for how good a voice actor he is. Is David Ogden Stiers.
Yeah, see, I don't know him by name.
Yeah, but if you ever seen MASH, he plays Winchester, Major Winchester. He's this opera expert and whatnot in real life, but he does some acting and whatnot, and you look at the characters he's played for Disney, and you're like, holy crap, this guy's done a lot.
Well, can name a couple.
Cogsworth.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay. The original Cogsworth. He was the villain in Pocahontas. He was actually the villain and his aide.
Oh, he played both.
He played
nice.
both.
Okay.
He did some other ones too, but he is like really underrated, and his voice just has this quality to it, this really amazing quality to it that just.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, look him up there. But meantime, I'll talk about these other ones you mentioned. Like you mentioned, Oliver and Company that made the list. Also, Aristocrats made the list. 1970 for Aristocrats. Not the Aristocrats, not that joke. And Mulan, a lot of people think it's underrated. Again, I wasn't a huge Mulan fan myself.
Me either.
But a couple here that are on the list are The Black Cauldron and Sword in the Stone.
Sword in the Stone, actually, I love the magic battle between Merlin and whatever her name is, the Madame Medusa or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember. I haven't seen that movie forever.
Oh, speaking of another really underrated ones that I liked, The Rescuers.
Yes, you know what? I think that was on this list. But yeah, the Rescuers. Actually, they said The Rescuers Down Under.
Both of them.
Right.
The first one's a lot darker than the second one.
Yeah.
Like visually.
This movie followed. So she wrote in the article. The movie followed The Little Mermaid, so we understand how often it gets overlooked, but that needs to stop immediately. Is what she says.
Yeah.
So, did you find out more about him?
Yeah. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Who was he in The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Yeah, voice cast. What's he in?
Michael.
The Archdeacon. He was.
What's his name?
David Ogden Stiers. Ogden, and then ST.
Ogde. There it is. Governor Rat. He played Jumbo and Lilo and Stitch. He played Nick. Who the hell's Nicky Flippers in Hoodwinked? Oh, Hood versus Evil. Anyway.
Yeah.
Lots of different roles and shit. Cool. Anyway. But let's talk about probably the one that we think is one of the most underrated flat-out movies that Disney's ever done. And that doesn't get enough love, I think, is a Goofy movie.
A Goofy movie.
Fergie and I used to watch that movie. I can't even count how many times we watched that movie together. At least like 10 times. We would watch it and laugh our fat asses off the same damn jokes. And like you were talking about, the soundtrack.
The soundtrack. Powerline.
Powerline, man. I would see a Powerline concert.
I would go see a Powerline concert.
Actually, someone, if you have a chance, actually on Facebook, someone did like a mashup. Like they didn't even announce what was going on. They just had like a concert, and all of a sudden this group came out and they did like a mashup. They started it out like the assembly, and then all of a sudden broke through, and then they had Powerline come out, and it's not the actual guy though.
Yeah.
But then they sang songs, and they did a mashup of songs from the movie, and that's what made me kind of like, man, I haven't seen a Goofy movie in a long time. I gotta watch it. Not even like the soundtrack is awesome. Even like the stuff without Powerline is great. Like, but after today, like the whole thing is like a giant musical. I'd love to see it like in a production. It would be great.
Stage production.
Stage production. The plot, the thought about a dad just trying to do what he best for his son.
Son trying to get the girl.
Yes.
His trying so hard to impress Roxanne.
Yeah. Hi, Dad, Soup. one of the most touching moments of that movie. Just getting him to the Powerline. I mean, spoiler alert. Fuck, if you're watching this, it's spoiler alert. But getting him to the Powerline concert, doing all this stuff. I mean, it's Goofy, man. He's just a klutz, obviously, and
he's got a big heart, but he's a big goof.
Mm-hmm.
And a big klutz and a big.
Yeah. No, it's underrated for sure.
It is.
Lots of funny ass jokes, and like I've showed Chloe recently too. She loves it. She's seen it before too. I've showed it to her. It's probably like the third time I've shown her it, but she loves like when Bigfoot comes. And the Stanley, yeah, he's like Stanley. He's like, he loves this song. Yeah, it's just overall, we're the fucking really awkward, weird Lester's Possum Park. Like, holy shit. Yeah. No, oh my god. And who's your favorite possum? Don't touch me. Yeah, it's just overall such a good show.
Yeah.
To give it, it's actually one thing I must say, it's in line with like the older Goofy shorts, like where he's just trying to set up a TV or something stupid and he's screwing up. Like it maintains that nostalgic thing without actually doing all of that, right? Mm-hmm. So it was very underrated in our opinion. Probably one of, if not the most underrated. But all these movies, man, give them a watch again, relive them, because it's an excuse to watch it with your kids, right?
Disney did a great. There's a reason they're the big evil empire now. The foundation they laid with that animation stuff.
Yeah.
They didn't miss a beat. Like they nailed it every single time.
Yeah,
even the bad ones aren't that bad.
Exactly. And you go back and watch the shorter little short films like Winnie the Pooh, little shorts and stuff, and the heart those movies have. That's why I think that new Winnie the Pooh movie is just gonna wreck the shit out of me when I watch that show. Because Christopher Robin's supposed to be all grown up, and then he comes back to his toys. Like, that already just sounds like...
Well, yeah, it sounds like the ending of Toy Story 3.
Exactly, like, fuck. Toy Story 3 that movie wrecked me, too. Like, we talk about that movie a lot. But, the good thing about these movies is that you watch them when you're younger, and you don't... Obviously, they're just something to watch, right? You don't grasp the fullness of it. Because right now, Chloe's seen Coco twice, and she's sad, but she's not really sad. She watches it and she's just like, but don't worry, they're okay and all this stuff. But like, I know, like, give it like 15 years and I'm going to hear her bawling in her room and I'll be like, what's the matter? What's going on? I actually watched Coco. I'm like, oh God, I'm so sorry. Or like, oh, I watched Toy Story, or I watched this. It's like, oh God, I'm so sorry. Like reliving those moments with your kids, just like you gotta give Disney, like you say, gotta give Disney credit where it's due. They know how to rip your fucking heart out.
Oh, I know. Like the sentiment and the heart and the thing, like they're trying, and they're also trying to reach both the parents and the kids.
Definitely.
Like, that's one thing they've done from the word go. They don't sugarcoat things. That's one thing I actually give Disney credit for over the years, especially their full-length films.
Yes.
They even with the happy ending and dumbing down some of the darkness of those stories, they still make some pretty dark movies.
Yeah, exactly. And, I must say, like, with movies like Coco and with movies like, even the underrated ones we talked about, like Goofy Movie, Oliver and Company, all those, there's always a dark element to those movies. But it's good to kind of do that in kids' movies. Like, Coco's a really good example of why, actually, you know what? I'm going to go as to say that right now, Coco is going to be one of the most underrated. Because people love it, but we're not hearing a lot about it right now.
No.
It's going to go under the wire a little bit until people start watching it again.
Yeah. I think, like, the reason, we made this about, we were talking about in the last few episodes about movies that we saw last year, and that dreadfully that I've seen the Emoji Movie.
Which you think should have the most emotions.
No.
Anyway, fuck no. Liam Neeson's a piece of shit. Literally, isn't he?
No, that's Patrick Stewart.
Sorry. Why was I thinking? What does he play?
Patrick Stewart plays.
Yeah, that's right. I think for some reason Liam Neeson plays a piece of shit. But yeah, Patrick Stewart plays a piece of shit.
Literally.
Come on.
But
Come on.
You have this type of filmmaking where they play the lowest common denominator. Yeah. They don't make it for adults. They don't have any sort of intelligence or humor or story to it. They just literally pump out some of the worst fucking idea and product placement in the world. And then you switch over to Disney, where everything is thought out and detailed and great storytelling and amazing casts and all of this stuff, that how to do it right and how to do it wrong.
Exactly. Like I say, you'll look back at these films You'll watch them with your kids. You'll watch them with family members, and there's always something for someone. No matter what a Disney movie you watch, or Pixar movie you watch, there's always something for someone that it'll tug at your heartstrings at some point. Like, I mean, unless you're a total like robot or whatever, you'll always find a Disney movie that always touches you, and that always like I challenge you right now to not think of to think of a Disney movie that hasn't. No, that's not the one I was going to say. I want you to challenge you to think of a Disney movie that has touched your heart and how much it actually means to you. Because once you start thinking about the certain Disney movie that has done that for you, you'll want to watch it again and again, and you'll actually appreciate it more. Because when we watch these movies when we're little, we don't understand and all this, like I mentioned before. But once you start watching these movies, it brings out the child in you, and it actually shows what real life is kind of like.
Yeah, Disney actually prepares you more for real life than maybe than you're willing to admit.
Exactly, because like I just came in as a kids movie, watch this with my kids, whatever, and all of a sudden like
you watch Inside Out and it's talking about your emotions and how they fucking.
Or even like the shorts, like the Riley boyfriend short, like
girl.
Like every heterosexual guy on the face of the earth fucking understands that. It's like girl.
When I saw that, I was like, oh my god, that's like high school.
It's like, wow, this is perfect. It's like nailed it.
You see the girls, it's like girl.
And you're just trying not to. Like that's
the square dancing.
The square dance is like, don't touch their tits by accident. Don't touch their tits.
Don't get too close. You're like holding them.
you're scared of these things, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm a prude. Because I swear to God, I can't remember her name, but I bumped her boobs totally by accident 3 times. It was by accident. I swear to God. Swear to God. But I felt so bad every time I said sorry, but she probably wouldn't have even mentioned anything.
And I got my hands on her hip, and I'm like, don't touch her ass. Don't touch her ass.
God, man, we're so awkward. No, those movies are great. Like, honestly, they know who they're hiring at Disney. They fucking make the big bucks for a reason. So, anyway, once again, another Disney episode, but it was a gooder, underrated.
Disney Batman porn.
Marvel Disney Batman porn. So yeah, check out those underrated movies because you'd be surprised. Maybe you'll even find a gem that you didn't even know.
Yeah. That
you like that much. So. All right. Until next time, I've been Mike.
I'm Justin Fergy Ferguson.
And grab your popcorn, folks, because
it's time to cry.
It's time to cry. Grab your Kleenexes.
Yeah.